If the terms mid, no cap, and fam are a mystery to you, you're at the right place. If I could help you to understand how the Gen Z generation works, you'll be able to raise money from them effectively. My name is John Nguyen, and I'm a nonprofit fundraising professional. I've helped dozens of nonprofits raise millions of dollars, and I'm going to help you become fearless when it comes to raising money from Gen Zers. Let's jump into a little bit about their background to understand them better. Gen Zers were born between 1997 and 2012 and are expected to make up 27% of the workforce by 2025. That is a huge chunk of the workforce. Along with the millennial generation, they will also take part in the huge wealth transfer taking place in the upcoming years from their parents and grandparents. Gen Zers struggle with lesser financial resources. With constant rising in tuition and inflation, Gen Zers have more school debt than millennials. The average amount of debt for Gen Zers is about $20,000, which is about 13% more than millennials. On top of that, home ownership is difficult for this generation due to rising costs. Many of them strategically rent rooms instead of entire homes due to unaffordable rental prices. While all these financial obstacles might seem doom and gloom and hopeless to nonprofits in terms of fundraising, don't count them out. Despite their relatively lesser financial resources, studies show that Gen Zers' charitable giving is on the rise. Barna Research did a surprising study. They surveyed and asked Gen X and baby boomers whether or not they thought Gen Zers were more generous than the previous generation. Most of them were pessimistic and leaned towards a negative view of the young adults' generosity. But when the survey questions were reversed, Gen Zers actually felt that they were more generous than the previous generations. So then the next logical question is to ask why Gen Zers feel that they're more generous than the previous generations. This brings me to my tip number 1 for Gen Z fundraising, which is to engage them with volunteering. Gen Zers feel like volunteering is their form of generosity. Out of all the generations, they're most likely to report having volunteered their time at a nonprofit in the past 3 months. 54% of them say this is their form of generosity, and their involvement exceeds all previous generations. Therefore, create opportunities for them to engage with your nonprofit. This generation wants hands-on involvement. They want to be in the trenches, doing great things that have a meaningful impact. Gen Zers don't mind the grunt work. They just prefer that grunt work isn't all that they do. You'll have to modify your volunteer opportunities to ensure that they see a meaningful impact. They want to see lives being changed right in front of their eyes. If done right, you'll be able to save on salary costs from their expertise and plant seeds for them to be future donors. I want to share with you a special opportunity. Every month, I'm going to be offering a limited number of free consultations. I'd love the opportunity to learn more about your organization. Whether you are a small or established nonprofit, let's brainstorm together on how we can make it even better. Look for the link below. Tip number 2 is to utilize this group to freshen up your nonprofit digitally. The Gen Z generation was coined with the term digital natives. They grew up with an iPad in their hands and learned coding as a second language. Digital trends and the utilization of TikTok and Instagram and viral video creations are second nature to them. Use them to be your digital brand ambassador. Ask them to help you develop digital content that will bring what you have to offer into the world. Additionally, this group is known to recruit their friends and volunteers to participate. You might even get 1 or 2 influencers as your partner. In time, you'll be able to multiply and create a new pipeline of future donors. Tip number 3 is to do stewardship through digital media. Gen Zers love to see the impact that they're making with their time and donation. Their primary form of communication, though, is through social media platforms. Many of them don't even use text, but uses platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Discord, and WhatsApp, so you'll need to be on there. This means that your method of communication will have to change as well. Whether it be asking for volunteers, money, or just thanking them as donors, you'll need to communicate with them through these channels. While other nonprofits are slow to get into these channels, if you do it soon, you'll be able to capitalize on this opportunity. In short, don't mistake Gen Z's low-level monetary contributions as a lack of interest in your organization, or that they're not viable donors. They're just not at that stage of life professionally to make significant donations. But if you strategically plant those seeds, you'll be able to reap the rewards soon enough. Thank you for watching. Check out my other video where I share how to fundraise for millennials. Or check out my other videos on how you can become fearless when it comes to fundraising. Don't forget to like and subscribe.